Meeting to order. Everybody have a chance to take a look at the minutes?
Yes, I just have one item to add to it. When we were talking about the redevelopment for the buildings on 2nd Street and Commercial Street there, I just asked if there was some sort of signage that could be put up to say, future development coming, exciting new future development, redevelopment happening, just so it just looks like there's some activity there. Thank you.
Did you move to approve, or did you? Yes. Second.
I'm just trying.
With notation.
Yeah, because are you going to move to amend?
Please. I move to amend the minutes with my comments.
All right, so we'll take the motion with the amendment. Is that right? All right.
Yep.
Motion to approve minutes with the amendment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion of possible action on downtown design review of signage at 109 Locust Street, the Phipps Center for the Arts.
Thank you. This one might not seem like it's taken a long time to get to this point, but I think as the members of the Phipps board can attest to, this was a little bit more involved than I think we all initially anticipated. What makes this so interesting is that obviously it's in the National Scenic Riverway, so DNR is involved in the review. So we worked hand in hand with them, as well as the Phipps group and White Design Group, who put the sign package together, to come up with a variety of a total sign package, symbology package, imagery package for the Phipps Center for the Arts. Staff is confident that it meets all of the requirements of the National Scenic Riverway. We had to work very, very hard, and there were some things that I think would have liked to have been involved or included in this package, but we were unable to do so. But we think what we came up with is a very good sign and symbology plan that includes also public artwork on the building as well, to advertise all of the wonderful things that the Phipps Center here does, while also respecting the intent of the National Scenic Riverway. So with that, I recommend approval, as stated in the staff recommendation. And if anybody wants to speak to it or present, I'd...
Want a motion first?
Yeah, normally the presenters sit in the front row.
You want a motion first, or you want discussion?
Sure, we'll take a motion.
I'll so move.
Okay.
And I'll second.
Motion and second to approve. You guys have anything you want to say?
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
I do want to say one thing. I just think as a flagship thing for the city of Hudson, the Phipps is a crown jewel for us, that to blow our horn a little bit and have signs and have some people to be attracted to it is more than warranted. And so I'm glad to see this happen.
Absolutely.
To draw attention to yourself.
Well
So,
said. Anybody else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion of possible action on concept. We're easy here, guys. I don't know how often you come in here, but
Can we have like a Phipps board meeting at the same time?
Well, we didn't want to ruin your restaurant time, so.
thank you.
Thank you.
Discussion of possible action on concept development plans for a building addition at 2700 Harvey Street, HP Group LLC.
So the company Chandler, who operates out of the current building at 2700 Harvey Street, is looking to expand their business. This would involve acquiring the flag lot property that's immediately south to them at 2709 Enlow Street. The building expansion that they're looking to do involves a 66,708 square foot building expansion, along with 33 additional parking stalls, some landscaping, and utility expansion. The plans provided in your packets include some civil site drawings, site surveying, grading, landscaping, utility, and stormwater pollution prevention plans. Staff is recommending approval of these concept development plans with the following conditions. That the site improvements adhere to the approved development and construction processes within the city, that all staff comments be satisfactorily addressed and provided for by the applicant prior to final development plan consideration by the Plan Commission and Common Council, that the property at 2709 Enlow Street be acquired by HP Group LLC and be merged with the 2700 Harvey Street via a conveyance filing, so not a CSM, because they wouldn't be required to do a CSM per code. Conveyance filing with the St. Croix County Register of Deeds Office prior to receiving a building permit. And that lighting plans be submitted to the city for review prior to final plan approval. And lastly, that an access agreement be filed between all property owners at 2709 Enlow, 2700 Harvey, and then like the two businesses immediately south, yeah?
I have a couple questions. Has
Yeah.
the fire department looked at it?
They
and
have, yeah.
They're adequate with,
Yep, the only
They're-
comment they had was that they want a couple more fire hydrants added to the flag lot to the south.
is that in
Yeah.
the,
Yep, that's in the staff comments.
and parking and all that?
Parking meets code requirements for the peak hour of employees visiting the building at once, so it,
Thank you.
yep.
I'll move we approve the conditional development plans, or concept development plans, and also attach the actions that are requested by staff.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to approve. Discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion and possible action on concept and final development plans and downtown overlay design review for San Pedro at 426 Second Street and Pedro's del Este at 212 Walnut Street patio additions. Pete Foster.
Elliott Architects, on behalf of Pete and Laura Foster, submitted the concept and final development plans for a patio expansion, a proposed patio expansion to both of the facilities, both San Pedro's and Pedro's del Este. This one is a little unique. Obviously, it's similar to the last item in that Mr. Foster and Mr. and Mrs. Foster are in the process of acquiring or have acquired the neighboring property. And are desirous of expanding those patios. The plan includes some landscaping. One of the major improvements that I think is important to note is the ability or the accessibility component added to the Pedro's del Este patio. So now that'll be fully accessible to everybody. So with that, Pete, looks like you want to say a few words, or? I mean, he's ready.
Want me to? Pete Foster, 323 Galahad Road North. Yeah, basically what you're talking about, Mike, is we purchased the Schuster Music Building at 424 2nd Street. A couple weeks ago, we closed on that, and our plan, if approved, is to expand our current patio space at San Pedro Cafe. Essentially, we will be eliminating the lower level seating from the current San Pedro Cafe patio, expanding over to the south next door there, as you can see on the plan. About, I believe it's 28 seats we'll be adding to, 28 seats we'll be adding to the San Pedro Cafe portion of it, and then creating an entirely new patio for Pedro's del Este. I have been in contact with the gentleman from the state of Wisconsin that I was told to call regarding the liquor license issue, and as long as we have two completely separate entrances for those patio spaces, and an amendment is made to my current description of the liquor license for both those buildings, we are good to go according to him. So Pedro's del Este will be adding about 36 seats out there to the patio space. So it'll be a two-tiered, that the tier, San Pedro tier on the west side there will be essentially about 4 feet lower elevation than the Pedro's del Este. And also, as Mike had mentioned, Pedro's del Este will be fully accessible. We're also, we'll be adding all the handrails necessary to the current patio. We'll be obviously doing a lot of improvements to the property, which include Versalock retaining walls, paver blocks, a lot of landscaping, and really taking care of a lot of the drainage issues we have into that building right now through a series of what do they call them? Rain
gardens.
Rain gardens, I guess. So we met with the contractors, all of them there this morning, and everyone is pretty confident that we've got all our bases covered, so.
I have a couple of questions, if I may, please.
Yes, sir.
Is entrance to both patio areas strictly through the front door or the main entrance to the restaurant involved, if you will?
No, there'll still be an entrance off the east side, which is currently there. We do need to remove the gate there, or else provide a panic bar, so we're just going to take the gate off there. So we will have folks entering from that east entrance as well, and there will be a series of...
That's a walkway, right?
Correct.
Just a walkway, okay.
Correct, just a walkway. And there'll be host stands for both locations to direct guests.
Well, that brings me into the next question. Will there be complete separation between the two? In other words, somebody couldn't buy a drink here and carry it?
Absolutely not. That's, my
Vice
liquor
versa.
license goes away if I get caught, so it'll be heavily monitored, and
Well, I wanted to know.
we have folks trying to, one of the issues is, we estimated about 1 in every 3 people last summer that came into Pedro's Del Este, at least, that asked us if we had outdoor seating left. Nowadays, a patio space, outdoor patio space for our short 2 weeks of, the season is somewhat of a necessity to kind of stay relevant within the current restaurant market downtown, so.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
We're excited, thank you.
The old hardware store, you got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember
and
that as a kid.
Western Auto.
Western
We've got the
Auto.
original abstract for that building, and the original owner of that, and it was not a building, just a strip of land at the time, was dated 1848, and the owner was the United States of America, who sold it to Peter Boucher, who was the founder of Hudson. So
Yeah.
they originally owned that building. The folks, the Steele family,
Yeah.
has been leasing that building. They leased it from 48 to 65, and then the father bought it in 65, and it's been in their family ever since. And, we're planning on doing a lot of improvements there. We're going to keep Schuster Music in that space. We think they're good for downtown.
I do too. They're
It's a
good.
nice mix. We just need to clean some stuff up, and we've got a fresh new tenant upstairs there. So, that's kind of the plan.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I will move for approval with any conditions that the city
I'll
may
second
have.
that.
Motion and second to approve. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved.
Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate it.
Make it Hudson nice.
Discussion possible action on concept and final development plans for the Hudson Fire Station at 2121 Ward Avenue.
So the fire department submitted some plans for their new proposed fire station facility that'll be located at 2121 Ward Avenue. The plans include some landscaping, lighting, civil, architectural, mechanical, plumbing, and electrical plans refined in great detail. Property is generally located, if you don't know, located east of the Plaza 94 Strip Mall and north of the Applebee's. Project includes a 2-story building, complete with a garage, kitchen, bathroom, laundry room, office, training and wellness, conference space, storage, what they call self-contained breathing apparatus, which is just a fancy term for where they store their oxygen tanks, and some sleeping quarter space, enough to sleep about 6 people at once. First floor is planned to be 21,977 square feet, and the second floor is planned to be 3,940 square feet.
May I have a question?
Yeah.
And maybe, I almost don't want to ask this, but I have to, is at some point in time, Hudson will have to have a full-time fire department with full-time employees? And is this building incorporating that thinking into their building of what they're planning and doing all that? Because it'd be a shame to be where we are today without thinking ahead.
Absolutely, and I don't want to speak for Chief St. Martin.
And maybe I'm asking an awkward question, but I don't think it is.
No, you're right on the base. Before I answer, I just wanted to apologize for him for not being able to make it. He had a conflict, but yes, the answer is yes. We were nervous that we were going to get some numbers back that weren't going to fit the bond issuance that was approved last night for the fire station. The numbers came back good, so we'll be able to develop that second floor, which will be able to accommodate a full-time, or at least the first phase of the duty crew, and then ultimately a full-time
Well, I
department.
hope Hudson can stay as it is, because that's been very good for the city.
Yes.
you know.
But population will dictate, I think, at some point that we don't have any choice. Is that correct? Is that how that works?
Not necessarily. It's all volunteer, and Scott's done or Chief St. Martin's done a really great job of keeping that group motivated. It's been a very strong department for as long as I can remember.
Forever.
Yeah, and yeah, they're doing a great job.
Just a function of if we start to run out of volunteers.
Yeah.
That's when that happens.
Thank you, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sorry.
Okay, anybody else? What's our motion?
Motion to approve with the conditions noted.
Motion and second to approve. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. We're down to the just communications, items for future agendas. I don't have anything. Anybody?
Nope.
Okay. Motion?
Move to adjourn.
Motion and second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Stand adjourned.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for being here.